You've waited so long for this moment that at times, it felt like it would never come. You've prayed until your voice trembled. You've believed even when nothing moved. You've stood at the threshold of hope, wondering if the door before you was ever meant to open. But deep down, something within you refused to let go, because your spirit knew this was not the end. It was the pause before the divine unlocking. What you're sensing right now, that quiet stirring, that almost electric pull in your soul, it's not imagination. It's confirmation. The air around you is shifting because heaven is moving. The season of waiting is giving way to a season of release. The very door that once stood sealed before you has begun to tremble, not from your effort, but from divine command. There's a sound, subtle yet unmistakable, the sound of locks unfastening in the spirit. The door you once pressed against in tears is responding now to faith. God is saying, the time has come. Step forward. This is not a door of chance or coincidence. It's a door of destiny, crafted for you before the foundations of time. You were never waiting for opportunity. Opportunity was waiting for alignment. And now heaven whispers, the alignment has come. Every disappointment was a rehearsal for this divine unveiling. Every closed path was protection. Every delay was divine choreography, ensuring that when the door opened, you'd be ready, not broken, not bitter, but built. Even now, the Spirit says, do not hesitate at the threshold. Do not question your worthiness to enter. You have been prepared for this moment, so breathe. Center your heart, because in the next few moments, you'll understand why it took this long, why it had to unfold this way, and why God waited until now to open what had been locked. You're about to see that what looked like denial was divine design. And once you step through this door, you won't just walk into a new chapter. You'll walk into the reason you were ever chosen in the first place. It's important that you understand what's happening right now isn't random. It isn't luck, nor is it something you forced into existence. This is orchestration on a divine scale. Every delay, every detour, every night of silence was part of heaven's precise timeline. The voice you're hearing in your spirit now, the gentle yet commanding nudge to move forward, is not your own. It's the same voice that spoke galaxies into existence. It's the same voice that separated light from darkness and whispered your name before you were ever born. That voice is saying, now is the time. There are moments in life when heaven leans close, when the unseen becomes tangible, when eternity brushes against time. You are standing in one of those moments. The shift you feel isn't just personal, it's prophetic. For years, you've walked faithfully through seasons that made no sense. You've carried promises that seemed too heavy for your hands. You've watched others run ahead while you remained in what looked like stillness. But in truth, you were never behind. You were being refined. God wasn't ignoring your movement. He was aligning your moment. When heaven prepares a door, it doesn't open it casually. It ensures that the one who enters will know how to walk in authority, not anxiety. That's why it felt like such a long wait, because this door doesn't lead to another test. It leads to fulfillment. The message that comes to you today is not merely encouragement. It is instruction sealed with divine timing. The waiting was strategic. The silence was sacred. And the door that now swings open before you has been written into your story since before you took your first breath. This isn't the door of the old version of you. This door recognizes your endurance, your obedience, your tears. It was not meant to open until the weight of your calling could rest upon shoulders strengthened by seasons of surrender. So as you listen, know that the message you're hearing is heaven's confirmation that your waiting has come to an end. The divine hand that once held the door closed has turned the key. You don't need to knock anymore. The sound of the latch has already echoed through the halls of heaven. What happens next depends not on external permission, but on internal readiness. And that's what God is awakening in you right now. The boldness to move, the faith to step in, and the peace to know you're right on time. Because this isn't just about a door opening. It's about heaven saying, "You're ready." There comes a moment in every divine story when what was promised begins to materialize, not because of striving, but because the appointed hour has finally struck. That's where you are now. This is the moment when prophecy becomes presence, when what was once spoken in secret begins to echo aloud in your life. For years you've been walking through corridors of preparation rooms filled with silence doors that refused to open, no matter how faithfully you knocked. But heaven says the silence has served its purpose. The stillness was sacred because it allowed roots to deepen where visibility was denied. And now, because the foundation is firm, the unveiling begins. The door you've waited for isn't just an opportunity, it's an ordained portal. It's the bridge between your old identity and your divine assignment. You may not recognize it at first because it won't always appear majestic. Sometimes the divine door looks ordinary from the outside. But when you step through, you'll realize it leads to everything extraordinary heaven ever planned for you. There's a reason this door didn't open earlier. You were being transformed in private so that what's about to unfold in public would be sustained by spiritual maturity, not human ambition. God doesn't open doors that lead to collapse. He opens doors that reveal calling. That's why you've been through the breaking, the refining, the humbling. Every hidden season was a sacred classroom preparing you to carry glory without losing grace. Listen closely, this isn't just about promotion or recognition. This is about purpose. The moment you step through this door, your life will begin to echo heaven's intention. You will feel divine acceleration, yes, but also divine responsibility. Because with every open door comes an assignment to illuminate, to heal, to lead, to testify. And yet this door is more than personal gain. It's generational. What God is opening for you will ripple through your bloodline. It will redeem lost years, restore broken paths, and release blessings that have been locked away for those who come after you. You are not stepping through merely for yourself. You are carrying the breakthrough of many. Can you sense it? The air feels different now, almost electric. That's not coincidence. That's the spiritual climate of fulfillment. Heaven is rearranging circumstances, conversations, and even hearts in your favor. The keys that once seemed lost are suddenly found. The people meant to align with your destiny are being positioned. The doors that were sealed shut by circumstance are responding to the decree of heaven itself open. Do not think for a moment that this opening is small. What you are about to experience will confirm everything you've endured. The pain, the isolation, the confusion, it was never wasted. Heaven is weaving every thread together now, and the tapestry is finally revealing its design. The prophecy is simple yet profound. The waiting season is over. The testing season has accomplished its purpose. And now the unlocking begins. The divine door that once represented delay will now become the passage to destiny. When you step through, you will notice the shift almost immediately. Peace will replace anxiety. Clarity will replace confusion. Doors that once resisted you will yield effortlessly, because what opens by divine command cannot be closed by human hands. This is your moment of divine validation, not because you demanded it, but because heaven decreed it. And when heaven decrees, the earth must respond. So don't hesitate when you feel the prompting. Don't shrink back because of the past. Don't question your readiness. The door doesn't open for the perfect, it opens for the prepared. And you, whether you see it or not, have been prepared by fire shaped by waiting and sealed with favor. The word of the Lord is clear. Step forward. The door you've waited for is opening. It will not shut again. When heaven opens a door, it's never just about access, it's about alignment. It's not merely an external change. It's an internal awakening. Every divine opening carries layers of meaning, each revealing a deeper truth about who you are and who God has always known you to be. You see, this door is symbolic. It represents the meeting place between promise and purpose, where faith meets fulfillment. But before doors open in the natural, they open first in the spirit. What you are experiencing now is not just an event unfolding around you. It's a reflection of a shift within you. Every door God opens has a sound in the spirit before it manifests in the visible. That sound, the stirring you felt, the urgency that's been building, was the resonance of heaven aligning with your obedience. God was not waiting on time. He was waiting on transformation. And now that your spirit has matured through fire, heaven has declared the way is clear. The door is not just a passage, it's a mirror. It reflects the growth you could not see while you were being refined. The delays you hated became the very soil where your discernment grew. The disappointments that broke you also birthed your empathy. You learned not just how to wait, but how to worship while waiting. And that, beloved, is what unlocked this divine transition. There's a spiritual law at work here. Every divine opening corresponds to a divine revealing. When God opens a door, He also unveils a new dimension of Himself. Through this doorway, you will encounter not only opportunity, but revelation, a clearer understanding of His nature and your partnership with it. Think about it. When Noah's ark door opened, it wasn't just escape. It was covenant renewal. When Joseph's prison door opened, it wasn't luck. It was elevation. When the tomb's stone rolled away, it wasn't coincidence. It was resurrection power manifesting. Every open door throughout Scripture marked a spiritual shift, a proof that what was hidden is now revealed. What was bound is now free. What was waiting is now released. So when heaven tells you, step in now, it isn't casual language. It's an invitation to step into divine partnership, to walk as one who has been authorized by purpose. You are not entering a new chapter as a reader. You are stepping in as the author now fully awakened to your pen. The deeper meaning of this door is also tied to surrender. In your waiting, you learned what to release your timelines, your expectations, your attachments to outcomes. God often delays openings not to punish, but to purify. Because unpurified motives can't sustain divine momentum. But now what remains is pure faith, refined heart, yielded motives aligned. The spiritual significance is this: what's opening before you is not a random chance, it's a realm of destiny. You are crossing from believing to beholding, from hoping to holding, and once you step through, your spiritual sight will sharpen. You'll recognize doors not as opportunities to escape, but as callings to expand. Understand this: a divine door isn't always a location. Sometimes it's a revelation. God may open insight, favor, or authority within you before He ever shifts your surroundings. Don't underestimate how heaven works. The greatest openings begin invisibly in the mind, in the heart, in the spirit, and only later manifest externally. That is why you felt such deep internal movement lately. The emotional waves, the dreams that felt prophetic, the sense that something is about to break, all of it was your spirit perceiving the door before your eyes could see it. You've already entered it in faith. Now heaven is causing reality to catch up. Let this truth sink deeply when God opens a door. He doesn't just make a way, He becomes the way. You will find His presence waiting for you on the other side. The same God who called you through the storm will meet you in the calm, and you'll realize He was guiding your every step even when you thought you were wandering. This is not just about crossing into opportunity. It's about ascending in consciousness. It's about walking as one who finally knows, I was never forgotten. I was being formed. And as you cross this threshold, remember this? The true miracle is not that the door opened, but that you endured long enough to see it open. That's the mark of divine strength. You didn't break in the waiting, you blossomed in the wilderness. And now heaven is rewarding what only heaven saw. This moment carries depth beyond understanding, because this door is not merely functional, it's prophetic. It's the physical manifestation of a spiritual reality. You have outgrown the old season, and heaven refuses to let you stay there any longer. When heaven begins to move, the natural world starts to echo its rhythm. The shift doesn't only happen within, it begins to ripple around you. You may not always see the door physically open at first, but heaven always leaves signs to confirm its movement. And right now, those signs are already showing. Some of them appear subtle, almost invisible unless you're paying attention. But your spirit recognizes them. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations, divine fingerprints on the fabric of your daily life. The first sign is divine rest. Where anxiety once lived, you'll suddenly feel calm without reason. There's a peace that doesn't make sense, a stillness that seems to hover over your spirit even when life is noisy. That's because heaven always announces transition with peace. Before God opens a new door, He first quiets your heart. That peace is not laziness, it's divine alignment, whispering, "You're ready." The second sign is acceleration. Things that once took months begin to happen in days. Delays break stagnation, ends conversations flow. People who were distant suddenly reappear with purpose. Emails, calls, opportunities, they start connecting as if drawn by an unseen hand. That's not luck. That's the orchestration of destiny catching up to divine timing. The third sign is divine discomfort. You might start feeling out of place in old environments, not because something is wrong with you, but because your spirit no longer fits where it once settled. When God opens a new door, He also closes your comfort zone. That tension isn't rejection, it's propulsion. Heaven is nudging you to move, to shift, to step through. The fourth sign is confirmation through repetition. You'll begin hearing the same phrase, seeing the same symbol, or encountering the same message in unexpected places. It may appear in a song, a video, a conversation, a dream, each one whispering the same truth. It's time. When heaven speaks, it speaks in patterns, and your spirit will recognize the echo before your mind can reason it. The fifth sign is divine exposure. Hidden things start surfacing: motives, people, opportunities. Truths you once couldn't see suddenly become clear. It's as if a divine spotlight is sweeping through your life, revealing what must stay and what must go. Don't fear this revelation. It's heaven clearing your path, removing anything that could block your step forward. And finally, the sixth sign is confirmation through inner fire. You'll feel it in your spirit, a holy urgency that says, I can't stay here any longer. It's not restlessness, it's readiness. Your spirit is vibrating with divine timing. It knows the door is not in the distance anymore, it's before you waiting. These signs are heaven's way of saying, you're not imagining it. The door is real. The moment is now. They appear not to tease you, but to guide you. Each sign is a step of light along the path of destiny. And when you see them, don't just notice them. Respond. Because every confirmation requires cooperation. The signs are not just proof that the door is opening, they are heaven's invitation for you to step closer. Before every divine door opens fully, there is always resistance, not to stop you, but to strengthen you. The closer you get to breakthrough, the more the unseen realm begins to stir. You are not imagining the sudden heaviness, the unexpected warfare, the fatigue that arrives just as things begin to move. These are the final contractions before birth. Heaven's doorways are not entered casually. They require courage, clarity, and faith under pressure. That's why just before you step through the atmosphere often feels tense, because the spiritual realm recognizes what you are about to enter before you do. The first challenge is the temptation to retreat. You'll feel an urge to shrink back to play small again, to convince yourself that maybe it's not my time yet. The mind will replay old disappointments, whispering, "Remember what happened last time you believed?" But this voice is not truth, it's fear, dressed as wisdom. The enemy always tries to make the threshold look dangerous so that you hesitate to cross it. The second challenge is misunderstanding. Some around you won't comprehend the shift that's happening inside you. They'll misread your distance as pride, your silence as change, your focus as arrogance. But don't let that shake you. Heaven separates before it elevates. You are not walking away in rebellion. You are walking forward in obedience. The third challenge is spiritual fatigue. The wait has been long. The warfare has been silent. And sometimes the weariness whispers, "Maybe I've believed for too long." But remember, weariness is not defeat. It's a sign that your spirit has carried weight meant for destiny, not destruction. Rest, but don't retreat. Breathe, but don't break. The door is closer than it looks. The fourth challenge is distraction. As the opening draws near, small fires appear, sudden drama, trivial conflicts, unexpected delays. They are not coincidences. They are designed to drain focus and faith right before fulfillment. Guard your attention fiercely. The enemy can't close the door God opens, but he'll try to make you too exhausted to walk through it. The fifth challenge is doubt. The kind that creeps in quietly asking, "What if I'm wrong? What if I'm not ready?" But remember, faith is not the absence of doubt. It's the decision to move anyway. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's obedience in spite of it. And finally, the sixth challenge, the stillness before the surge. You may experience one last stretch of silence right before the shift. It's as if heaven pauses, letting the weight of destiny settle. That quiet can feel lonely, even confusing. But it's not abandonment, it's alignment. The door is unlocking behind the scenes, while you learn to be still and trust. These challenges aren't punishments, they're proofs. They verify that what's about to open is holy, because only the holy requires resistance. Only the destined attracts warfare. So when these challenges rise, don't see them as setbacks. See them as signs that the door is near. The enemy doesn't guard what has no value. The struggle intensifies not because you're failing, but because you're crossing over. And when you feel that last surge of pressure, breathe. Heaven is pushing with you. The resistance is the final witness that the release is real. Now that the door stands before you and the air is thick with divine movement, heaven whispers not just encouragement, but instruction. Because revelation without direction breeds confusion. God never opens a door without first giving you the wisdom to walk through it rightly. This is the moment when obedience becomes your greatest weapon. The way forward will not be complicated, but it will require sensitivity, humility, and unwavering faith. These instructions are not burdens. They are keys designed to keep you steady, while heaven accelerates your path. Instruction 1. Move when you feel the pull, not when you see the proof. Heaven's timing rarely aligns with human logic. If you wait for everything to make sense, the moment may pass you by. Faith does not require visibility. It requires sensitivity. When you feel the quiet tug in your spirit, the one that says, "Go now, speak now, act now," that's your confirmation. The door won't open through analysis. It opens through movement. God blesses motion, born of trust. Instruction 2. Close the door to distraction. Every open door requires another to close. As you step into this new season, be ruthless about what no longer serves your peace. Some conversations must end. Some patterns must die. Some attachments must release their hold. The same God who opens doors also instructs. Leave certain ones shut. You cannot bring the noise of the old season into the silence of the new. Instruction. 3. Guard your words. Your voice has power in this season. Speak what aligns with faith, not fear. Heaven is sensitive to sound right now. Your declarations are shaping the environment around you. Don't prophesy confusion by confessing doubt. Speak life. Speak clarity. Speak victory. The door responds to your language of belief. Instruction 4. Stay humble in acceleration. When doors begin to open rapidly, it's easy to mistake favor for self-ability. But heaven warns, remain low, while I lift you high. This open door is not a stage for ego. It's a platform for stewardship. Every blessing God releases is also a test of posture. Stay grateful, stay teachable, stay yielded. Pride shuts what humility keeps open. Instruction 5. Strengthen your prayer life. Every open door invites both favor and attention, divine and demonic. Prayer becomes your spiritual firewall. Make communion your first reflex, not your last resort. The more visible you become, the more invisible your foundation must remain. Heaven moves through those who remain anchored in presence, not platform. Instruction 6. Write down what God reveals. There will be sudden insights, flashes of direction, dreams, confirmations that feel like lightning to the heart. Record them. These notes will become your roadmap. Prophecy becomes progress when documented. Heaven speaks in moments, but destiny unfolds through memory. Instruction 7. Don't force alignment, let it form. As this door opens, new connections will come. Some will feel divine, others deceptive. Don't rush to label them. Let time test authenticity. The right alliances will require no manipulation. They will flow naturally. Divine partnerships recognize each other by spirit, not status. Instruction 8. Rest between moves. Acceleration is divine, but exhaustion is not. God is not calling you to burn out in pursuit of purpose. He's calling you to breathe between breakthroughs. Even Jesus withdrew to pray before the next miracle. Rest is not retreat, it's recalibration. Learn to pause and let the Spirit refill what obedience pours out. And finally, Instruction 9. Step through boldly. Heaven has already done the heavy lifting. The locks are undone. The hinges are loose. The door is open. The only thing left is your step. Don't tiptoe into this new chapter. Walk in authority. You've been prepared through pain, refined through waiting, and anointed through endurance. This is your permission slip to move without apology. Remember, divine instructions are not rules meant to restrict. They are coordinates meant to direct. Follow them closely, and every step will become confirmation that you are walking within the will of God. Because when obedience meets opportunity, the miraculous becomes inevitable. So lift your head, align your heart, ready your spirit. The moment you obey, the atmosphere will shift. You'll feel it, that holy pressure in your chest, that calm fire in your bones. That's heaven saying, you're walking through now. And once you do, you will see what eyes have not seen, hear what ears have not heard, and live what your prayers have been preparing for. Now that the door stands open before you, heaven does not simply send you forward, heaven goes with you. Because divine openings are never meant to be walked through alone. The same God who called you to the threshold walks beside you through the passage. And as you take that step, hear this clearly, you are protected. You have not been brought this far to be abandoned in the middle. The same hand that guided you through storms will guard you in success. The same angels that stood by you in warfare now march ahead in peace. You are surrounded, not exposed. You are covered, not vulnerable. The Spirit of God says, "Fear not the unfamiliar path, for I go before you." Every trap set against you is being dismantled before you even see it. The doors that lead to distraction are being sealed shut. The conversations meant to confuse your peace are being silenced. The divine light around you is not symbolic. It is literal protection in the Spirit. There will be moments when the old fear tries to rise again, the fear of loss, of failure, of rejection. But remember, fear feeds on forgetfulness. When you forget who walks with you, fear grows loud. But the moment you remember His presence, fear starves. The safest place in the world is not behind walls, it's within the will of God. Even now, heaven assigns protection around your path. Angels are stationed like sentinels on both sides of your journey. They will whisper when danger approaches. They will shield you from unseen harm. You will begin to sense a divine awareness, a knowing before knowing, that keeps you from wrong turns and false doors. Every time your spirit feels uneasy, pause and listen. That's divine protection signaling you to wait. When peace fills your chest, move forward, that's heaven, saying, proceed. This is how the chosen walk, not by sight but by signal. Do not be afraid of who may envy or oppose you in this next season. Favor attracts attention, but protection attracts peace. No word spoken against you can outlive the word spoken for you. No curse can cross what God has covered. The divine shield around you is not fragile. It's forged from covenant. And even if storms appear again for some, they will not shake what has been anchored. God does not promise the absence of challenge. He promises the assurance of presence. You will walk through fire and not be burned. You will stand in winds and not be moved. You will cross through waters and not be overtaken. Because this time you are not walking as a wanderer. You are walking as one who knows they are accompanied. Heaven whispers over you. You will not fall in this season. You will not lose what I've given. You will not be taken by surprise. For I, the Lord, am your keeper. I surround you with songs of deliverance. So breathe easy. Lift your shoulders. The same God who opened the door now guards it. You can move freely, confidently, knowing that the atmosphere itself has been charged to favor your steps. The door has opened, and protection walks with you. When you take that first step through the open door, everything begins to shift, not all at once, but undeniably. It's as though creation itself recognizes your arrival. You can feel it in the air, in your heartbeat, in the stillness between your breaths. Something has changed. The atmosphere feels alive. The same places that once felt heavy now feel light. Opportunities that used to slip away now remain within reach. You sense clarity where confusion used to live, and a quiet assurance where doubt once shouted. This is what transformation feels like, subtle yet seismic, invisible yet undeniable. What you're experiencing isn't random momentum. It's the unfolding of fulfillment. Heaven is honoring your endurance. The silent seasons that once felt wasted are now yielding fruit. The time that felt stolen is being restored in double measure. You are walking into a season where grace feels effortless, not because it's easy, but because it's divine. Every step you take now is prophecy in motion. The prayers you once whispered in tears are now becoming tangible realities. People who once questioned your faith will see why you refuse to give up. Doors that were locked for years are swinging wide open without resistance. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. It's what happens when heaven finally catches up to your preparation. But look closely, this transformation is not only external. The real shift is happening within you. The person walking through this door is not the same one who waited outside it. Your heart is softer, your faith deeper, your wisdom sharper. You see purpose where pain used to live. You no longer chase validation, you carry identity. That's the beauty of divine fulfillment. It changes you before it changes things. The miracles you now see are simply reflections of the miracle you became. You are no longer waiting for breakthrough, you are walking as breakthrough. The doors that open now are not rewards. They're reflections of readiness. They open not because you've earned them, but because you've become the kind of soul who can steward them. Heaven doesn't hand out destiny, it entrusts it to those who have proven faithful in silence. And now your silence is breaking into song. Your stillness is turning into stride. You are stepping into rooms your name has already been whispered in. Favor is preceding you. Divine introductions are aligning. Even the obstacles that once opposed you are becoming part of the testimony. There will be a day very soon when you'll look back and realize the waiting was worth it. The delays were disguised as development. Every unanswered prayer was a preparation for something greater. You'll understand why God said not yet, because you'll see that not yet meant not less. It meant you deserve the fullness, not the fragments. This is your moment of fulfillment, the crossing from hoping to holding, from praying to praising, from surviving to soaring. The fulfillment won't just bless your life, it will bless everyone connected to you. You'll speak words that carry weight. You'll enter rooms that respond to your anointing, and your presence will shift atmospheres not because of your power, but because of the presence you carry. You have become the vessel heaven can trust. You have become the doorway others will walk through. And now as the light floods the space you've entered, you'll realize this is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of the chapter. Heaven has been waiting to write through you. Welcome to fulfillment. The door has opened, and this time it will not close again. Take a deep breath. You've crossed through. You are standing in the light of what heaven promised. The door that once stood silent is now behind you, and before you lies the landscape of destiny. In this sacred moment, your spirit may feel both peace and awe. That's how fulfillment sounds, not loud, not chaotic, but wholly still and undeniable. Heaven has done it, and now heaven invites you to declare it. These are your affirmations. Words that seal what God has begun in you. Speak them aloud. Let them settle into your spirit. Let them shape your atmosphere. Affirmation 1. I am walking through doors ordained for me before the foundation of time. No power of darkness, no voice of doubt, and no delay can close what heaven has opened. Affirmation 2. Every season of waiting was divine preparation, not punishment. I carry wisdom forged in silence and strength refined by surrender. Affirmation 3. I am covered, protected, and guided. Heaven surrounds me with favor as a shield. Angels go before me and behind me. Affirmation 4. I move with confidence, not fear with peace, not pressure with faith, not striving. The steps I take are ordered, and every path I walk bears fruit. Affirmation 5. I have stepped into divine fulfillment. This is not my ending, it's my unveiling. Now lift your heart for the final blessing. Let every word soak into your soul like sunlight after rain. May the Lord who opened this door keep you in perfect peace as you walk through it. May His light go before you to prepare every place, His Spirit beside you, to whisper every instruction, and His angels behind you to guard every step. May you never doubt again the power of divine timing. What was delayed has now been delivered. What was withheld has now been released. You will not wander. You will walk with purpose. You will not break. You will bloom under pressure. You will not fear. You will flourish in faith. Heaven has confirmed it. The door is open. The way is clear. The time is now. So walk boldly, beloved. Walk freely, joyfully, intentionally. Carry this light wherever you go, because this world is waiting for the version of you that finally believes you were chosen for this very moment. The waiting is over. The prophecy is fulfilled. Step forward and never look back. Amen.